Once upon a time there was a poor widow who lived with her son. Her son Jack was a very lazy boy and never worked. Jack wasn't very smart. However, he had a kind and good heart. One day he traded his mother's cow for some beans. These were no ordinary beans. The man said they were magic. Jack's mother was very angry. She threw the beans out the window. She was furious that Jack was so easily tricked. "I hope these are good beans, Jack," she said. Jack was sad. He didn't mean to make his mother upset. Jack started to wonder if the beans were really magic. He went to bed without any dinner. As he lay in bed, he wondered if the beans were really magic. The next morning, Jack would wake up to a big surprise. The next morning, an amazing thing happened. As the sun's first rays shone, everything in Jack's village changed. A giant beanstalk had grown outside Jack's window. It had grown throughout the night and become enormous. It reached all the way up to the clouds. Wow! Jack had never imagined such a thing was possible. Jack had never seen anything like it before. He couldn't believe his eyes and stared in wonder at this gigantic plant. "These are magic beans!" he shouted. Jack realized that these beans were truly magical. He ran outside to get a closer look. The beanstalk was huge. "I'm going to climb it," said Jack. He couldn't wait to explore this massive plant. His mother told him not to, but Jack was too curious. Despite his mother's worries, the desire for adventure was stronger in Jack. He started to climb the giant beanstalk. Up, up, up he went. With every step, he was entering a new adventure. Jack wondered what he would find at the top of this giant plant. Jack climbed for a long, long time. It was hard work. He climbed past birds and fluffy clouds. Finally, he reached the top. There he saw a huge, scary castle. "Wow!" whispered Jack. He was scared but excited too. He walked towards the giant castle. It looked even bigger up close. Jack wondered who lived there. "I hope they're friendly," he thought. He knocked on the door. The door creaked open. A giant woman stood in the doorway. "Get out of here, you little rascal!" she boomed. "I smell the blood of an Englishman." Jack was terrified. He was too small to fight a giant. "Please don't eat me," he begged. "My husband will be home soon," the giant woman grumbled. "Hide!" Jack quickly hid in the oven. The ground shook as the giant came home. He was even bigger and scarier than his wife. The giant ate a huge dinner. There were all sorts of food on the table. Large plates of food were lined up in front of the giant. With every bite, the giant's appetite grew. This giant had such a feast every evening. Then he shouted, "Wife, bring me my treasures!" The giant's voice echoed throughout the castle as he called to his wife. Everyone knew who this powerful voice belonged to. The giant's wife brought him a hen and a golden harp. The hen laid golden eggs. Jack peeked out of the cupboard. Jack couldn't believe his eyes when he saw these treasures. The hen that laid golden eggs and the magic harp were the giant's most prized possessions. He wanted the hen and the harp for himself. Jack dreamed of getting his hands on these treasures. If he could get them, his life would change completely. As soon as the giant finished his dinner, he fell into a deep sleep. When Jack heard the giant's snores, he decided to put his plan into action. He snored so loudly that the whole castle shook. This was Jack's chance. The giant's snores were shaking the castle walls. Jack shouldn't miss this opportunity. He crept out of the oven and grabbed the hen and the harp. His heart was pounding, but he had to seize this opportunity. The hen clucked, cluck, cluck, cluck. The harp played magical music. The giant woke up. "Stop, thief!" he roared. Jack ran as fast as he could. He jumped out the window and slid down the beanstalk. The giant was right behind him. Jack slid faster and faster. He could hear the giant stomping down the beanstalk. Jack was almost at the bottom. "Mother, help!" shouted Jack. His mother grabbed an axe and chopped down the beanstalk. The giant fell to the ground with a thud. Jack and his mother were safe. The golden hen laid lots of golden eggs. They were rich. Jack had learned his lesson. He would never trade a cow for beans again, and he would never be greedy. Well, dear little ones, don't forget to like our story and subscribe to my channel for support. Goodbye, and stay with love.